What's up, I'm Jeff Haynes from Tech Bargains, and this is the video review of the Toshiba Portege Z835-P330 Ultrabook. There are a number of Intel-imposed standards that help to determine whether a laptop can be called an Ultrabook, such as the thickness and weight, the boot-up speed, and the battery life of a system. But not all Ultrabooks are made exactly the same. The Z835-P330 is one of the least expensive and now hardest to find Ultrabooks on the market. But is it the right Ultrabook for you? Let's find out. The Z835 that we reviewed was powered by a second-generation Intel Core i3-2367M processor running at 1.4 GHz. It came with 4 GB of RAM and was supplemented by Intel HD Graphics 3000. The system came with a 128 GB solid-state drive, along with a USB 3.0 and 2.0 port. The system also comes with an HDMI and VGA port, along with a 13.3-inch HD TruBrite LED display with a native resolution of 1366 by 768. What instantly blew us away was the weight of the laptop. It might be a first-generation Ultrabook, but it's easily one of the lightest notebooks on shelves. Weighing in at 2.47 pounds, the machine is lighter than the newest 13.3-inch MacBook Air and almost as light as the 11.6-inch MacBook Air. It's not nearly as trimmed down as the MacBook Air's thinnest point, but at its thickest point it does beat Apple's system. We were impressed that Toshiba packed this system into such a thin and light chassis. Clearly this will never weigh you down whether carrying or using the laptop. On top of that, we were pleased by the stylish design of the system. Toshiba didn't skimp on the aesthetic design of the machine, and we were struck by the aluminum frame and its metallic accents around the hinge, as well as the metallic power and trackpad buttons. Now, one of the selling points of Ultrabooks are long battery lives for their systems, and the Portege was somewhat decent in this regard. The life of the system depends on the tasks that you perform, but it surpassed a number of other first-generation Ultrabooks as well, which frequently had trouble getting around 4 hours on a single charge. Even more impressive is that this machine comes with a backlit keyboard. Most computer makers have moved away from this for their Ultrabooks because they don't want it to impact the battery life. But fortunately, Toshiba included it into this computer, which is a huge bonus if you're ever working in the dark. Finally, we picked up on the extremely fast startup and shutdown times for the computer. Cold boots were just slightly over 27 seconds, and shutdowns were clocked in around 9 seconds, which is always a selling point for any laptop. What we weren't impressed by was the unfortunate performance of the machine. There are two strikes against this system that obviously held it back, with the first one being that it's a first-gen Ultrabook, so you're getting a Sandy Bridge machine instead of an Ivy Bridge-powered laptop. And even the Core i3 leaves a lot to be desired. Additionally, the solid-state drive included with this system was a bit slower than we were hoping, and acted much more like a fast RPM hard drive than a flash-based solid-state drive. Programs loaded quickly, but read speeds of files were quite slow, which definitely won't take your breath away. We also noticed that while the Portege was one of the least expensive Ultrabooks on the market, Toshiba clearly cut corners to keep the price down. Sure, there's a weaker processor and solid-state drive as we just mentioned, but it also was pretty limited on the RAM and the storage. Add to that a small trackpad, somewhat flimsy lid, and a squished keyboard, and you'll see that there are definitely some issues that detract from this computer. A few months ago, the Toshiba Portege Z835-P330 was a good option for users that were interested in getting their hands on an Ultrabook without breaking the bank. However, since it's a first-generation system, it's now not one of the fastest, strongest, or most capable systems on the block. Now, if you can overlook these facts, and if you can find one, you'll discover one of the lightest and thinnest computers that can handle just about everything that you can throw at it. For these reasons, we decided to give the Toshiba Portege Z835-P330 Ultrabook a 3.5 out of 5. For the latest coupons and deals on systems like the Z835, be sure to go to techbargains.com/Toshiba. To enter our monthly giveaway, make sure you always check out techbargains.com/YouTube, and to watch our video unboxings, video reviews, and exclusive video features, be sure to go to techbargains.com/videos.